welcome back to our final session this week for week one. Coach Micah here with Coach Tristan, and to finish out this week, we're going to do a lot of just passing and receiving, just that same motion over and over again, standing still, adding some movement to it, getting us for game-like situations. But before we get started to all that in the future, we're going to do a lot of just standing still, learning the basics real quick, and then getting into our first drill. So the first thing we're going to need is a partner. So Coach Tristan's helping me out with this drill today. If you have a mom or dad, brother, sister that can help out, that would be great. Mom and dad, if you're worried about your passing ability, you can just use your hands and roll it to your player. That works fine as well. But Coach Tristan and I are going to show you right now proper technique of passing and receiving. So the first thing we want to do is kind of work on our receiving, because before you can play the ball, you got to receive it. So the first thing you want to do is when we are waiting for a pass to come to us, we're on our toes. We're not just standing flat-footed. We want to be ready for the ball's played. When the ball is played, I want to make sure that my touch goes right in front of me, so I can just step in and play it. Touch in front of you, step in, play it. Touch in front, step in and play. Touch in front, step and play. Good. Now, in order to do that, what we need to do is when the ball comes to us, we're on our toes. As soon as that ball's coming, we lock our ankle, we point it up a little bit, and as that ball comes, we kind of give it a nice, gentle, like cushion touch, so that it just bounces right in front, okay? So we play it back. He takes a nice cushion touched. Well done. Good. So that's what it looks like for the receiving it. We want to make sure it's right in front of us, because if it's underneath us, now we have to bring our leg farther back and hit contact back here, and it's not going to be as accurate. And we want to be able, so when we step into it, we can put a little bit more power to it. So if the ball needs to go a little bit farther, that's what it does. So after we receive it and we make a good touch, in order to make an accurate pass now, a couple things we have to think about. First, we have to pick our head up so we know where our target is. Once we know where our target is, we want to make sure our plant foot is a little bit behind the ball to the side. It's facing towards where I want to go, but more importantly, not where my plant foot is, but where my hips are. So my hips are square towards where Tristan is. I'm going to step into it, and when I do, I want to make sure my foot goes forward and straight through. I don't want to see anything going sideways or outside, because you can see a lot of spin on the ball sideways, and then you're going to see it go left or right. So when we play it, it's going to go straight through like a golf swing and straight to my player. So when he plays it, it should look like this. Take a touch forward, step into it, touch forward. Awesome. So that's kind of the basics. What I want to see us do for the next 5 minutes to kind of get a warm up of passing before we go into our first drill. You're going to do a lot of two-touch passing, so that looks like this. Two-touch means take a touch, second touch is play. Take a touch, second touch is play. Try to use the same foot to pass, same foot to receive. So if it goes to my left, step in, play with my left. If it goes to my right, play with my right. Just kind of get into that habit right now, just a little bit in front. Step in, make sure our hips are square, our foot's going where we want it to go. Once we do that for about 5 minutes, then we'll move on to this next drill. Hey everyone, so now we're back with our second progression of the day. So how it's gonna work is this: when I get the ball, we're gonna work on passing, receiving again. But this time we're gonna kind of control where our touch is going so that we can step into it properly and we can find our next pass. So how it's gonna look is I have two cones right here that make a gate. We're gonna be about a yard or two apart, and how it's gonna look is I'm gonna stand in the middle of it, and then your help, so Coach Tristan for me, is gonna be about 5-6 yards behind. And all it's gonna look like right now is we're gonna start with the inside of our foot. So we're gonna start with my right. He's gonna play it across here. I'm gonna play it with the inside of my right foot, pass with my left. And then we go back here. We just go in a circle, so it's gonna go like this, pass with my right, play with my left, making sure my touch goes across my body, all the way across through the gate, step into it and play. So what we just worked on, making sure our touch goes through, and we find that pass and we go into it. So we're gonna start with our inside of our right, go through, pass with our left, same thing. Now after we do that about 20 times, we're gonna go with our left foot. So left foot across, pass it back in here on my toes, left foot across, pass, making sure we're keeping it close, on my toes, left foot across, pass. Do that about 20 times. Okay, remember again, on our toes, ankle locked. We kind of direct it now. We kind of move our foot towards it, bringing it across our body. And when I pass it, I don't want to be reaching for the ball. So when he plays it, I don't want to be reaching for the ball. I want to move my feet so my body's behind it. My foot's pointing, my hips are pointing where I want to go. Step into it and play a good ball, okay? After that, we're going to use the outside of our foot. So I'm going to use the outside of my right over here. Ankle locked, pass it through, ankle locked, pass it through. All right, when my ankle's locked, I want to kind of point it down a little bit so when it's coming towards me, I can direct it, bringing my laces around it so when it's played. I want to get my laces around it, play it across. Do that one 20 times. Same with my left foot, ankle down, play with my left, making sure our touch is in front of us so you can just step into it and make a good pass. After that one, the final one for both feet is now going to be opening up our body so that we can find a good pass with our hips maybe facing the whole field, okay? So these other ones we're playing across, but now we're going to use my left foot over here. And instead of using my outside of my left and playing with my left, right, or playing with the inside of my right and playing with my left, inside of my left, my touch, pass with the inside of my left. So it's going to look something like this. He's going to play it to me. Inside of my left, I open my hips up, I step into it, bringing it back. I'm in between the cones. I'm opening up my hips. I'm playing it across, okay? And then the same thing from this side with my right foot now. So I start on the left of the cones, opening up my hips, playing it across. I'm on my toes, opening up my hips, playing it across. So again, real life applications are in a game. We're not going to be standing still in the game. We're going to be on our toes, ready to receive it. We want to make sure that we can see the field. We take it away from a defender, find new space with our touch, pick our head up, find a good pass, okay? So 20 of each repetition on each side.
Now we're moving on in our session that's all about passing. We're going to be moving on to our third drill. So for this one, all you need to make a little triangle, nice little triangle, and you're going to need a partner again. So use a parent, use a sibling. If your partner doesn't play soccer, which that's okay, just have them use their hands to pass it back to you. That'd probably be better, honestly. But yeah, so just need a triangle. Your partner's gonna be facing opposite the flat end. You're gonna start on one side, and what you're gonna be doing is passing with your partner. If you're on the right side, they're gonna play your right foot. They're gonna play my right foot. We're gonna start with 2 touches. So you're gonna take a touch with that right foot, play it back with the same foot, back pedal around the corner of the triangle, and back to the other side. And then it's coming to your left foot, same thing, 2 touch. So here we go, we'll move the pace a little bit. 2 touch, and back, 2 touch. So using the same technique we've been using, staying low to the ground, quick movements up and back, and make sure when you back pedal, when you come out of it, get in there real quick. It's only 2 or 3 steps, and yeah, so that's the first part, 2 touch. How many times do we want them to do this?
25.
25 each, so 50 total, 50 touches total, 25 each of the 2 touch. Let's keep doing it a little bit. I come forward, back pedal, come forward. Yes, okay, so that's the first part. And then moving on, after you get 25 of each at least, I say do it until you got it down perfect. And then moving on, simple, just moving on to 1 touch. So it's gonna move a little bit faster. You gotta focus on those passes. You need those passes back to your partner to be firm, especially for the next one, because if you don't get it to them, by the time you're back at the cone, if they're not ready, it's gonna slow it down. So you wanna get that pass, that inside the foot pass. Make an L, like we were talking about earlier, make an L with your leg, and make it firm too. If your ankle's all flimsy, the pass is gonna be bad. You gotta lock that ankle into a perfect L and pass it right back to your partner. Okay, so here's the second one, 1 touch. Ready, go. Back and forth. Left foot, oop. Back. Yep, so that's drill 3.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is our final drill of the passing and receiving session this week. We've already learned quite a bit about, getting on our toes, ready to receive the pass, our touch being right in front of us being able to just step in right and play, right? Our foot's pointing to where we want to go, our hips are pointing to where we want to go. We pick our head up before we make a decision. We follow through our pass, like Coach Tristan just said, make that L, make sure our ankles are locked, we play it through, all that good stuff. Now we worked on a little bit of movement of checking back, checking 2, making sure we're getting our body behind the ball, making sure that we're able to set our feet and make a better decision with our pass versus reaching for it, and not so much making an accurate pass with it, okay? So this kind of incorporates all of it now. You're gonna get lots of reps, you're gonna get lots of touches on the ball. How it's gonna work, you see all these cones right here, they make little gates as you go through. Coach Tristan's gonna be helping me demonstrate this one. You're gonna need a partner for this one just as well. So again, moms and dads, if your soccer skills aren't super great yet, you can always just toss it, they play it back, toss it, play it back. I'm gonna use my feet for this one though. So what's gonna happen is Coach Tristan's gonna be in between the gates. He's on his toes ready to receive it. So he's gonna go to his left first. So he's gonna use his left foot first. So I'm gonna play it. He's gonna take 2 touch. He's gonna play it back. He's gonna shuffle to the next one, getting his body set, playing a second one, getting his body set, playing it here, getting a good first touch, all the way through with his left foot, making sure we're making good passes. He's on his toes. He's behind the ball. He's ready to receive it. Awesome. Great. So he made it all the way through with his left foot now, so he's all the way on this side. He got his body behind the ball. He made sure he was facing his hips and his plant foot towards where he wants to play. He's playing it through. Great stuff. Now we're going to go back with our right foot. So same thing. He just went through his left. Now we're going to do 2 touch with our right. He's going to go through, set his body, make good touches, play a good pass, all the way through each gate. Well done. Don't use your toes. Make sure our feet are planted. Well done.
Yeah, last one.
Good. Even incorporated some communication. I love it.
Forgot about
Last one. No, you're good. Last thing that we're gonna do for this one, same exact concept. You're gonna do 5 there. So 1 there, back. That's 1. You're gonna do 5 of those, and you're gonna do 5 of these ones right here. Where now it's 1 touch. So now we're gonna speed it up a bit. Once we get 2 touchdowns, we're gonna go 1 touch. He's gonna go left foot, 1 touch all the way back. Making sure it's a good pass. He's calling for it. He's ready for it. See how we're not playing it super hard for a 1 touch. We're kind of making a good pass.
Yeah, last one, yeah.
Yes, well done. Then he's going to go straight to his right. 1 touch on the ground. Try to keep it on the ground. Get your body over it. Well done. Planting our feet, getting our feet and our body set. Well done. So yes, a couple things. Making sure our feet are going. When we're shuffling, we're getting our foot behind the ball. We're getting our body behind the ball. Our hips are square. We're playing it to it. Add that communication that Coach Tristan was doing, making sure that our heads are up, we're making firm passes to our feet, and that's about it, guys. Awesome. See you guys next session.